Live. Is it public? Oh, I see. Oh, I look good. Okay. Let me go back on my other page. Okay, hey y'all. I see my viewers coming in. Um, okay, so let's get started. With no permission needed, episode 4. I'm here today to say the shit that y'all are scared to say. I really don't have much to say that y'all are scared to say today. I'm gonna keep it real calm, real cool, collected, and we just gonna talk about a couple of different things. This is my last live in Florence. I honestly won't be going live anymore for my podcast. I'll be going over to my YouTube. So I want to drop my YouTube in the comments as I do. Hey, girl. As I do when I always first start. My YouTube is my name. Let me put this in the comments here. Okay. So make sure that y'all subscribe to my YouTube. Make sure that y'all like. Make sure that y'all do all that because, yeah, that's where we going now. So, y'all know I start off with my shout outs. I want to shout out to first digital base media. So I want to shout out to them. Of course, he helped me get started up with the whole podcast thing. Hey, Jay, period. Jay, I hope you say something so I can curse you out on my live like you cursed me out yesterday on yours. But, he helped me get this whole thing set up, y'all. Without him, honestly, I would have still been going, but it wouldn't have been as good. I would have started off a little slower. So shout out to the help that I do have. I want to shout out to my returning viewers, of course, the people who always have been watching my lives, the people who share my lives, the people who, just share my stuff and support. I want to shout out to TT. She brought me some boxes because I'm moving and I did not want to pay for them. So I was asking people to give me boxes. Same for Kwana. And that's pretty much for my shout outs. So y'all, today, this is my last live, like I said. So I want y'all to kind of talk to me. I want y'all to kind of interact with me. I want y'all to kind of, let's chat. So the topic that I had today, I had a couple of topics. We're going to talk about first, is the relationship able to come back after y'all have cheated? And I want to know what y'all, hey streets, I want to know what y'all answers to that is before I give mine. I want to know what y'all think. If you're in a relationship and your partner has cheated, you has cheated, I want to know what y'all think. Hi girl, I'm still waiting for my trip up there. I'm coming. Please do not think I'm a liar, girl. I'm gonna get my eyebrows done. Y'all, I got some trips in the works that I'm supposed to be going on to, but I just had to up and move, which kind of paused everything, but I'm coming, girl. But hey, Sonny, thank you for the stars. I want to know y'all answer. Can the relationship be the same? Or can y'all get back to, the point that y'all was at if your spouse has cheated? Hey, broski. Hey, y'all. Make sure y'all are commenting. I want a lot of engagement with this live. I want a lot of interactions. I want a lot of all that. So I want to know y'all answer, like I said, before I say mine and say what I think, because I don't want my answer to persuade what y'all think. And to the people that's coming in, make sure that y'all subscribe to my YouTube. I have it right there in the comments, because that's where I'll be moving over to sooner or later. And when I move, that's where all my moving content will be, packing, my apartment tours, stuff like that. Yes, girl, I am definitely coming. Trust me, I'm really coming. No, it will definitely never be the same. Okay. That's one answer. What else y'all think? Do y'all think it can be the same? I'm see two more people say before I give what I think. And have y'all ever took somebody back after cheating? If you're gonna say yes or no, I need to know the answer to that too. Relationships do survive after cheating, but they rarely go back to what it was. Not saying you can't take someone back. It just won't be the same for real. Is it possible? It is possible, but both have to be willing to make that change. Okay. Breaking the trust is never going to be the same, but I'm sure you can overcome it. It depends on the level of maturity. Okay, so I'm going to start off with, have I took somebody back after cheating? I have before. Like I'm not a person who caps or whatever. Like I like to be realistic. I feel like most of us, if not all of us, have took somebody back who's cheated before. But if you haven't, more kudos to you, big cookie. And have I been taken back after I've cheated before? Yes, I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. I have cheated before, but I feel like the relationship it's not gonna be the same. Like I could be laying in bed one night, and as soon as I think about how you was fucking with that bitch, I want to hit you. You get what I'm saying? Like I might slap you up out your sleep. And I don't feel like if you can't move past it, or if you still gonna be bringing up something that happened instead of trying to work towards it, there ain't no reason to try to make that shit work. And that's the type of person I am. Like it just depends. Like especially if we was together. Now I feel like it's different if you on a break from somebody. Like if y'all on a break and y'all get to, it's not cheating at that point, but y'all get to doing whatever y'all doing. I feel like it's easier to accept somebody back at that point. But if we're actively dating and you cheat, it's never gonna be the same for me. Like it's never gonna be the same. If they are willing to take the time to heal together and put in the work and place the boundaries, but only healthy boundaries. Depends on what type of thought process you have as far as expectations within the relationship. I might take you back, but it ain't gonna be the same. Exactly. Like I can't trust you no more. How am I supposed to trust you? How am I supposed to I feel like a relationship, the main thing in it should be trust. If you don't have trust, I don't think the relationship will work. I think it'll crumble. Honestly, you don't want to be somewhere and you trying to figure out what your partner doing, or like what they got going on, or like if they really being loyal to you, if they're talking to somebody else, if they you don't want to be thinking those type of things. And like I said, I feel like I'm an overthinker. Like that will really eat me up. It just depends on how bad it is. But I'm not gonna say you have to rebuild the relationship. But can you really though? Can you really rebuild? Like, okay, say that y'all been, and I feel like it depends on how long y'all been dating too. Like if you 4 to 6 months into a relationship and y'all ain't been dating that long, I feel like y'all got time to work on stuff. Like it's kind of new. It's expected. Y'all got time to kind of reconnect after that. If you've been with somebody for years and it's at a point, it's like, damn, we still doing this? We still going through this same stuff? If this what you want, go have it. That's to the point where I'm at. Do you feel trust can be rebuilt, or it's a one-time thing for you? Speaking for me, it's hard with me to rebuild trust because I barely trust people in the first place. Like I don't let my walls down as easy or as willingly as a lot of other people do. So for me personally, I barely fucking trusted your ass in the first place. So when you go do some shit like that, it's hard for me to rebuild trust because if say you cheated or whatever, if I think about that shit, I'm gonna want to get my get back. You get what I'm saying? I feel like you got to be mentally there to want to work on it. And I don't think I'm mentally there. You know what I'm saying? It gets to a point. It really gets to a point. I feel like once you cheat and I have to cheat back, it will always be a tick for tack thing. Exactly. If both parties are willing, they can survive, but it will be different and can be better. Okay, and so I've seen that happen too. I have seen where people have dated each other or whatever, and they cheat or whatever. They go through their little whatever, and then they get back together and everything seems better. Like I don't know if it's because once you don't know what you got until you lose it. So I don't know if it's because once you lose it, you like, damn, I ain't trying to do that no more. Like I am not trying to let that go no more. Like I'm really going, like, this my person right here. This who I want. I don't know if that's the reason or if you done just had your fun or whatever. Like it's just I feel like it can get better, but for me, like, we all like to say, oh, I don't care what nobody think. I don't care what nobody think, da-da-da-da. But I would not want to be walking around with no dog-ass nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like, it depends on how bad you was cheating. Like, if you out here just with anything, anybody, like, especially if you ain't got no quality bitches, like, your bitches are dusty trash. Like, I really can't. You don't want to attach yourself to everything. And I just don't want to be attached to no dog-ass nigga. Like, it just can't work for me. But I've seen it happen. I've seen people get better afterwards. So if you have constant headaches throughout the relationship, let's say after 3 years, do you keep trying or is it a time to walk? That's a good question. I I think that you know what you can and can't handle in a relationship, and you know when you've had enough and when you haven't had enough. Like, you know when it's time to walk away from a relationship. Granted, now, if you go ask a married couple right now what they've been through, they probably gonna tell you they done been through a lot. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying you got to go through hell and back with a nigga, but I don't know any couple who it's been like a complete breeze. So some stuff is worth working out and working on, and some stuff just ain't. It depends on the relationship itself, the level of disrespect, the level of trust. Like, if it's a relationship, we 3 years in and, you know, we got a couple of problems, but it's not that bad, we can work on it. But if I can't trust you, if you beating on me, if you just disrespectful as I don't know what, you just not respecting me at all, you just not taking care of me, like, ain't no reason for me to even want to save. There's no reason for me to want to save the relationship, because for what? Like, I'm just putting myself through the same thing over and over and over. So you can't go through the same thing and expect different results. But if you know that person is going to actively and willingly, both of y'all together, because it's a two-way street. If you know both of y'all together are going to try to work on it, then yeah, I definitely feel like, you know, it can be done. Just cheat together, then everybody happy. That's not, no. You just be single. Like, there's no reason to cheat together. That's not, no. Like, okay, it's not cheating if your spouse know, you know, whatever you're doing, maybe y'all in a poly or having a threesome, cool. But if we just together and just finna be cheating on each other, that's not about to happen, because what's the purpose? Like, just leave and talk to each other. Like, when you say you're dating, you're established. You talking to that person, like, that's your person, y'all together. But if you're not talking to somebody, then it's not necessarily like cheating. So just go be single. Ain't no reason to be with me just to be cheating on me behind my back. Same for, there's no reason to be with you just to be cheating behind your back. But for one, I'm also grown. So I don't like to necessarily, like, if I feel like I know for a fact I'm going to just keep cheating, I might as well just go ahead and leave, because I don't like to be making up all them excuses and them lies and, oh, I'm about to go to the store, but I'm really not going to the store. Like, it's just easier to have your freedom versus doing grimy stuff behind people's back. Quick question. How long should a couple be together before you start disciplining their kids? That's an off-the-wall question. Let me see. Honestly, ain't nobody ever finna just beat my child. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care how long we been together. You're not finna just tear my child out the motherfucking frame. I'd rather you tell me so I can handle that. I'm okay with a little popping or whatever. After about, we gotta have to been together about 4 years at least, honestly. But that's my answer. But realistically, you probably want to wait till you married, because everybody shouldn't be beating your child. You get what I'm saying? And everybody don't have the same, like, everybody don't deal with stuff the same way. Like, your child may do something that's not as serious to you that you wouldn't have beat them for, and then you got your spouse coming over here all angry and stuff, beating them for everything. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like a personal discrepancy type thing. But I'm going to say, if I had to give an answer, I would say at least 4 years, because I should know you, you should know me, and what I ain't going for, and you should know my child. Talk about as soon as you get around them, no, oh my God, no, that's definitely not. At the end of the day, just know your worth. Only you know what your values are. Never settle for less, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? That's right. I feel like a lot of people stay in these cheating relationships because they are settling. It's okay to not settle, y'all. It's definitely okay to not settle. It's okay to, you know, move on, find your person. But it's also okay to not give up on your person too. Like, it just depends on what you want. Like, you got to know your worth. And when you know your worth, add tax to it a little bit. But that doesn't mean, like, just throw away everybody and leave everybody for everything. You get what I'm saying? Some relationships do have potential. Some relationships are worth working on. And it's really nothing out here, y'all. I'm not lying to you. If you got somebody who love you for real, just, you know, and it can be worked out, or it's working, just stick with them, because it's harder out here, especially with this generation. Like, this generation is different. They think different. They do different stuff. It's just not the same. What is your definition of dating? Because everyone have different views on that. I think when people cheat, they're not truly in love, and I do believe people act right for who they want. I feel iffy about that, not truly in love, because I feel like you can be, I don't know. I feel like most people say, like, once you in love, you don't want to cheat no more, but it happens. I'm not gonna say it should, but it happens. My definition of dating, I feel like if we dating, if we both establish that, okay, we are like, I don't know what y'all call dating or relationship, but I'm saying dating and relationship as like one thing. We established we together. We not talking to nobody else. We fuck with each other and each other only. We already said that, you know, we're doing this. We not, you know, everything else is cut off. Y'all made that agreement that y'all are together. At that point, y'all are in a relationship / dating. I'm not talking about like kind of the talking stage where you're just dating around, you're just talking, you know, y'all mingling, dabble every now and then. That's, you still have freedom to do whatever you want. But when you tell somebody like, okay, we in a relationship now, that's a different story. At that point, if you talk to somebody else, you're cheating. 4 to 5 years, and the child should feel comfortable, and it gotta be, I say about 4 years too. Loyalty over love any day. And people get comfortable. We get too comfortable in the bullshit. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like that goes back to being scared to like or settling. Like a lot of people do get comfortable. And I can't blame people for being comfortable. It's just you gotta understand and realize when you too damn comfortable. Like you gotta sit back and tell yourself like, all right, at some point, like, this not working, and you gotta list out why it's not working. Like, if the bad outweigh the good and you still there, you just there because you comfortable. You're scared, or sometimes people don't feel like they can get better. Like, sometimes it be a nigga first bad bitch, or it be a bitch nigga first nigga with money, so they don't think they can go get no other one or something. Like, it be different things to why stuff like that happens, honestly. But don't be comfortable. Don't stay comfortable, if anything. Like, and everybody go through different stuff. You single till you married, engaged. And I tell people that, and when I say that, everybody always look at me crazy. And I tell them, until you are married, you are not married. Until you are married, you are not married. And they're like, oh, well, what's gonna make a person want to marry you if you're not acting like a wife? You don't act like a wife if you're not a wife. Like, it's just that. Like, a person chooses to marry you and take it to the next level once y'all agree to that state. Like, it's stages to that, but you don't just go ahead and give a nigga your all doing stuff like a wife would do. Like, for example, like I told somebody, no, I'm not about to go put a car in my name for you because I'm not your wife. Like, that was just an example that I was giving somebody when they was like, oh, what do you mean by that? That's a wife duty. I'm not doing that for just my boyfriend. You get what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And that kind of goes to dating too. Like, some of these, especially with, I see it in these younger girls, like kind of like 16, 18, they be so tied down on a man. Now, granted, I've seen relationships last that long, but I just be wanting to tell them, like, girl, live your life a little bit before you just settle that in, because you're not married. You're not married, and a lot of people don't understand that, and that's why they be so committed and comfortable in these relationships that they are in. Some people's definition of dating is talking to multiple people, as far as going on dates and stuff with different men. I mean, that could be dating too, I guess. Agree. Some people think they're in a relationship just because they're sleeping with someone, and that's not always the case. I got a question for that too. I'm gonna come back to that. Single till you're married. I disagree. Why do you disagree? I can't be in a relationship and talking to multiple and dating multiple people. Men be scared to compete for the woman they want. So I get what you're saying. Like, okay, you don't want to be talking and dating to different people, but you don't have to. That doesn't necessarily mean like, okay, because you're single, or if you're in a relationship, you talk to whoever you want to because you're not married. That's not what it means. It just means like you're not a wife. You get what I'm saying? So still have fun. If it's working, it's working. But if it's not, another way you can look at that too, if it's not working in the relationship that you are in, you have no reason to stay. You don't have no ring. So don't let a man make you think, or a kids or whatever, make you think, or whatever your situation you're in, that you just 100% have to stay if it's not working because you're not married. That's another example of what I mean when I say until you're married, you're not. But it doesn't necessarily mean dating and talking to other people. Everybody do what they want. Now, I do feel like even if you're in a relationship, like we were talking about one time on the podcast, I would accept a drink at the bar unless like my partner or my spouse specifically just said, hell nah. You get what I'm saying? But if I'm not married to someone, I'm in a relationship or whatever, cool. I personally don't feel like it's that serious to accept a drink at the bar. But I know that the conversation we had once, some people they didn't like that a lot. So whatever, to each his own. But until you're married, you're not. That's how a lot of people take it, both men and women. Yeah, I know. You're single when you're engaged too. Just left my fiance because he was complacent. I'm trying to move forward and don't need baggage and weight tied to me. You know what? That's a good reason to leave somebody. Like, I'm a person who I'm always growing. Like, I've always grown since day one. I'm not doing the same thing that I've been doing. I'm always like reaching new levels, trying new things, doing different stuff. So your partner should be the same way too. Now, I disagree that with what you said, you're single when you're engaged too. When you're engaged, you engage. Like, you off the market, you're not single. You shouldn't be partaking in no single activities. You shouldn't be acting like you're single. You shouldn't be feeling like you're single. When you're engaged, that's the step right before marriage. So you pre-wife. Don't do wife things if you don't have a ring, but at least show. Okay, and I agree with that, Vic. Like, that's what goes back to what people say, like, oh, why would I wife you if you're not showing wifely duties or whatever. I just don't think as a woman you should give a man your all, but you should show him why he wants to wife you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't, like I said, you don't have to go all out for him, and whatever that means for you may mean for you. But you also don't want to do too little, because you do have to show a man why he wants you or why he thinks that you will be a great wife to take you to that next level and y'all both elevate. I just got married, but my wife had intentions since day one, and I also had husband intentions since day one. I guess once you know, you know. And that's right. Like, everybody don't have to go through trials and to know who they want. Some people know who they want off bat and they work towards that. Like, when you know who you want, and that's why the goal is to be in a relationship and equally yoked, married and equally yoked. It has to be both sides. If it's not both sides, it's not going to work. You got to get somebody who wants you just as much as you want them. Now, I'm probably going to piss a couple of people off with this when I say this. Ladies, I do think that you should get a man who likes you more than you like him. Like, I'm not saying you just hate that nigga and he all over you, but as a woman, I feel like when I've seen it happen all too many times, when these women get with these men and they show them that they're down for them, that they love them, that they're their everything, you know, they'll do this, the men treat them crazy. But I see in a relationship when the man shows the girl that he loves her more, it works because the girl loves him too. You get what I'm saying? So the energy is being reciprocated. But when a woman goes all out for a man, the man, most of the time, they take that for granted. So that's just from my perspective. I do feel like you should get a man who likes you a little more than you like him so that the relationship can work. Okay, what Tika said. Do you think people hold on to relationships because it's convenient, even though they're really not happy, and that leads to the cheating? I think so. And then nowadays, too, shit high out here. That's why people stay in these relationships. But people are scared to be alone. They don't know how to be alone. That's why you see people hop from person to person to person to person. They don't know how to be alone. They don't know how to live out here alone. They don't want nobody to be able to say, oh, I talked to her man or whatever. That's why a lot of people stay with these people. But yeah, I think it's that they're just scared. Speak on marriage. What do you feel like is the right time year-wise to get engaged? I feel like that's up to you because, okay, I'm gonna dive y'all in my personal business a little bit, which I told y'all I don't do that. But I want to be able to relate to y'all when I'm talking to y'all because I'm a very authentic person. I've been in my relationship, in a relationship for about like 7 years, and people were asking why we weren't married, things like that. But you got to be ready for that. I'm 25. So about 7 years ago, I'll do the math, whatever. I was about 18, 17, Like, I still was growing as a person, and marriage is something serious. Like, when I say I do to somebody, I want to make sure I 100% do. I want to make sure, like, I do. Nothing else is going to matter but this marriage right here. Like, you my husband, I'm your wife. So I'm going to stand on my ground as that. And I just was not ready to be a wifey. I still want to have fun. I still like to, like, sometimes I play on Facebook, joke on Facebook and stuff like that. Like, I still wanted to have a little bit of my freedom that you can't have when you're married. Not saying you don't have freedom when you're married, but certain things you cannot do out of respect for your husband and because you are a wife. And certain clothes, I do feel like as a wife, you should not be wearing because you are somebody's wife. Now, granted, they're like, oh, well, how you wear it and expect somebody to marry you? Fuck off, nigga. When I'm somebody's wife, I'll stop. But I don't want to become somebody's wife and still be acting unwifely. So it depends on you and when you are ready and when y'all are both ready. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes people be ready for what their partner isn't ready for. And that's another thing that goes on in relationships that causes like a little kind of like separation or whatever, but you just got to make sure, as long as y'all both ready, I don't think that there's no set time frame. It is a little crazy to be together for 10 years and not married, but if that's what works for you, that's what works for you. I've seen people get married within 6 months and still have marriages to this day. So in other words, you're saying you shouldn't be faithful until you have a ring? No, I think you should be faithful. I do not think that you should be sleeping, talking to other people when you are in a relationship, especially in a deep relationship. Now, like I said, 4 to 6 months is kind of early for a relationship. So I still feel like y'all kind of learning each other, still feeling each other out. So I do kind of expect to see a little bit of, not cheating, but I expect to see a little bit of issues there. But no, when you're in a relationship, you should be faithful, because ain't no reason. It depends on what you're dating for, but I'm dating for marriage. So if I'm dating you, I want to marry you. So I do expect you to be faithful to me. If not, there is no reason for us to be in a relationship. So yes, you should 100% be faithful, whether you married, whether you got the ring, whether you, once you tell somebody you want to be with them, like, yeah, we in a relationship, what is your reason to not be faithful? What is your reason to want to talk to other people? Did you not find your person? Why did you agree to be in a relationship if you are not going to be faithful to that person and that person only? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I feel like a lot of men hop into these relationships with women and that they don't want to be with because they don't want nobody else to have them. Like, I can't speak from a man's perspective, but from a woman's perspective, I think that's why a lot of these people are not married, because they nigga don't probably want them for real. Like, a man knows what he wants when he want it for real. Like, he gon' make it very, very clear that he wants you. Like, for example, okay, I don't know if y'all are on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, but we got Chris and Queen Naja. Queen Naja has been telling Chris that she want to get married for so long. She's been asking for a ring for so long. She's been doing a lot for so long to show this man that she wants to be married. And he has not given her that ring yet, even though he knows that she wants one. Now, I'm all for everybody taking their own pace in their relationship, but that woman is literally begging for a ring. So at some point, you got to stop and think, like, why has this man not given me the ring that I'm clearly asking him for yet? That's how I would have been feeling. You get what I'm saying? Because I know that when a man wants you, he makes it clear. When a man wants you and he want to marry you, he going to make sure he take you off that market so that nobody else can even have the chance to think about wanting you. I don't know why he hasn't given her ring yet. If they already are together, they want to be together. But the thing is, I don't think that he really wants her. I think he just doesn't want nobody else to have her. And that's just my personal opinion about their relationship. So that's what I feel about marriage too. Like, you just got to find your person, because when you find your person, there's going to be no doubt about it. Like, when I get married, I want to know for a fact that I'm with my person. Like, I don't want to have to question it. I don't want to have to think nothing else. I want to know, like, this is my person. So if y'all ever see me get married, just know we locked in. That's my person. Right. Just holding up. Exactly. That's what they be doing. They be holding up the line because they don't want nobody else to have the benefits of you. They don't want nobody else to have a good woman. They don't want nobody else to have, like, anything that come with you. And that's why, like, honestly, you kind of set goals a little bit. Well, me personally, I set goals in my head a little bit. Like, by month so-and-so, we should be doing this. Or by this time, I want this. Now, I don't always speak them or whatever, because you don't want nobody moving just because you said so. But if the timeline is adding up or whatever with what you want, then you kind of know shit going right. But I kind of set timelines because I'm not for wasting my time. Like, I'm not one of those people who want my time wasted, honestly, because I know what I want out of life. I know what I'm looking for. I know what my head is kind of set. So I'm not out here trying to find out what I want. I'm out here working towards what I want. So I do set timelines and goals and stuff because you won't waste my time. I don't have time to waste. So when I see somebody or I feel like somebody is wasting my time, I just don't. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my move, because I'm about to wrap up the live in just a minute. Not yet, y'all, but before I go, shout out to Josh. I need to get me a cheesecake before I go, by the way, so we don't have to talk. Shout out to Naya. She's been on this live the whole time, comment and stuff, which I asked y'all to. Kathy, I see you here too, so shout out to you. But yeah, y'all, this is my last week in Florence. I am moving, so cheers to that. My goals for ATL is just to expand, meet new people, do new things. I am a little nervous. I wasn't as nervous when I first initially planned to move as I am now that I'm actually packing up stuff, buying a U-Haul, doing things like that. So it's different. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of things that I'm dealing with right now. It's a lot. It's scary, but it's exciting at the same time. I am nervous, but I'm ready because I feel like let me just talk about this and put this on the floor. I feel like the city been like hating a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know what's been wrong with the city lately or what happened or what the fuck I did to y'all. But if you don't fuck with me, fuck you. I just want to say that, put that on the record for the camera to see right now. I don't care. And that's another reason why I'm ready to leave too, because nobody gonna know me. Like I can do whatever the hell I want to and nobody gonna judge me. Nobody gonna know me. If I want to walk outside with my bonnet on or go outside ashy, I can do that. Like nobody gonna have nothing to say. And I feel like I'll get more genuine support. Like I feel like the shit that's been going on around here in Florence lately has been hella weird. I don't know why or what it is. But yeah, pray about it, y'all. I think I need to pray about it. Just think y'all need to pray about it. Whatever the issue is that y'all do have, pray about it and, ask God to remove that hate and jealousy off of your heart. Because I just don't understand. And I'm not going to dwell on it or give a fuck to understand. I just know that I got to keep pushing. Whoever my supporters are, they're going to always support me. Whoever doesn't support me, then it's not meant to be. Like, the people who do support me, I want y'all to know it does not go unnoticed. I see y'all, and I always try to make sure to support who supports me. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. No, for real. But yeah, I'm on to bigger and better things now. I do fuck with the city, and I'm so glad that I had the chance to like be a lash tech, be a hairstylist. I did fight a couple of y'all back in my day. I'm glad I grown from that. But now I feel like it's time to take bigger risk and see what comes out of it. I'm not afraid to fail, even though I don't think about failing, but I always put my options on the table and lay them all out just in case. You get what I'm saying? So I got this option here, what I'm going to do if it happens, this option here. And that's how I move personally. So yeah, I'll be coming back. I'll be making myself, showing a little bit, probably doing some lashes every now and then, but I won't be back and forth like too much. So I am going to keep y'all updated. I do have an Amazon registry list that I'm going to post in case anybody wants to like purchase any type of gift from me, a broom, some tissue, paper towels, whatever. My YouTube is in the comments, is pinned so that y'all can subscribe. I'll be doing like an apartment tour because I like to see those. My Snap tells me what they want to see, so I'll be doing content like that. I'll be doing moving content, unpacking content. When I first get down there, I'll be going to like a little restaurant. I have been applying for jobs, y'all. I've been on Indeed. Okay, she will not. And that's what I'm a true believer of God. Like, that's why I'm not scared to do none of this stuff because he got me. You get what I'm saying? And if anything goes wrong, I know that he's going to make sure that it goes back right. So I'm okay with that. You get what I'm saying? But I was about to say something to y'all and I forgot. I can't remember. I can't remember. But yeah, that's really about it. All that I had to say. I just wanted to touch in with y'all before I go get one last live in Florence. Consistency is key because y'all, I really did not want to, like, I have so much going on today and I was going to be like, okay, I'll do the podcast another day. But you got to stay consistent. You got to make sure that whatever your dreams are, that you always work towards them, that you keep going for them, that you don't like let up, because as soon as you let up, you're going to lose the motion in the ocean. So I pushed myself to come up here today to still do this. Like I said, consistency is key. I will keep doing my podcast. I'll be on my couch from now on, though, but it'll be on YouTube. And I'm hoping that in the future, I know it'll pay off, but in the future, I'm hoping that my podcast blows up and be something big. I'm just speaking out my goals in real life so that when they do happen, y'all gonna be like, girl, I remember you talked about that on the podcast when you first started. But yeah. Before I go, I just like to always give like a couple of tips on my live about anything. And today I just wanted to give tips about parenting. I've been seeing a lot of like parenting posts and deadbeat dad posts or whatever. So my tips to mom, or advice I guess to moms out there, is y'all are doing a great job. Don't be so hard on yourself. Speak life into these kids just like you would, or you would have once spoken into you, because it definitely matters. Help these kids with their homework, y'all, for real. And stay true to yourself. Always speak life into yourself as a parent, whether you're a dad or a mom. I know it's not easy, especially nowadays. And if you're a single mom, I definitely want to shout out to you, because like I said, I know it's not easy. And if you got them kids back together for school, shout out to you for that too. Make sure you love your child, hug your child, because some of these people out here hate so bad because they ain't never got no hugs as kids. Keep them kids' hair done, and just be the best version of you so that you can be the best version for them, or for him or her, however many kids you have. So before I get off of the live, do anybody have any questions? Anybody have any comments? Anything to say? Let me click back on my live. No? All right, well, that one is going to be a wrap. I will see y'all. I'm going to try to drop a podcast like once a week on YouTube. I don't know what day it will be yet. I don't know what time it will be. So y'all bear with me as I get all this together for my podcast. But I will drop something on YouTube for y'all. So just stay tuned. Follow me on YouTube. Like I said, subscribe to me on YouTube. Share my post on Facebook. And I will see y'all next time.